Hi, my name is Jackie. I worked as an Assistant Dean of Admissions at Union College for almost 6 years, and now I'm the InitialView Fellow here in Beijing.
My name is Christy Ruggieri from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Hi, my name is Michelle Naitola. I'm an Assistant Dean of Admission at Occidental College.
Hi everyone, I'm Charlie Lazier at Occidental College. I'm the Director of First Year Admission.
The InitialView Fellowship is a 9-month position for an admission counselor to come live in China to better understand the China conundrum from many different sides, by meeting counselors, by interacting with students and having conversations with students and just living and understanding the culture.
It's essentially a 9-month intensive crash course in China.
I think it's a great introduction to international admissions, especially if you haven't had that opportunity before, because it is a smaller market within the larger admissions market.
It really gives you a sense of what these students are up against when they're applying for college admissions in the US or any other English-speaking country. They are really pushing hard and they're facing a lot of challenges from every angle, and I think it's important for US admissions officers to get a sense of that, especially on the ground, because you can come for a couple of days during travel season, you can talk to students over Skype, but if you're here for a long time, 9 months, you are going to get a sense of these students and you're going to be able to go back to the US and have more empathy and just a greater understanding of the students and where they're coming from.
I learned about the InitialView Fellowship because one of my colleagues emailed me saying that this was a great opportunity that I should look into.
Selfishly, it was pretty exciting to have the prospect of a staff member coming back with all that knowledge.
I came across the InitialView Fellowship through the NACAC and International ACAC channels, which I'm a member of, and it kind of just jumped out at me because it seemed like a really unique and different way to immerse myself in what I was now interested and excited about in a way that is different than in a traditional admissions office.
When it came around, I went right to our international team. I talked to 2 people on the team and just said, hey, tell me a little bit about InitialView. I'm thinking about applying for the position. And they both lit up and they said, do it. It's the right thing to do. You would love it. It's amazing. You're gonna love China. And from a couple-minute conversation with each of them, I was pretty convinced.
After doing the InitialView Fellowship, I would argue that there's not a single thing that I do that's the same. It's with a different lens, a different understanding, a different perspective. I've had the opportunity to work with several different departments, including our International Programs Office, multi-layered. I'm not just working exclusively within the admission office, but also looking at partnerships outside of that as well.
There's just an inherent trust that we have with what she's telling us. And several of us have had experience in international admission before, but the level to which she can speak about the students she's interacting with and the schools they're coming from is pretty incredible.
I think that stepping out of your normal routine, it kind of reinvigorates you. I'm looking forward to coming back to doing admissions work, and I feel like I have this whole new energy about me. Not only do I understand the international side, but I think I'm looking at domestic students a little differently.
The person who I think would be successful in an InitialView Fellow should be, open-minded, flexible, adventurous, and a hard worker.
You have to be able to put the work in, and you have to be ready for changes very quickly.
This is really designed for someone who's looking for some type of an adventure, who's looking for a challenge, who's looking to grow a lot. You have to be adaptable, you have to be ready for things to change in a moment's notice, and you have to be ready for the reality of living in a country where you may not know the language, you don't know how to get around. You're going to have a great team around you and supporting you through that, but it does take some personal strength and some real willingness to grow.
I think the greatest advantage beyond just professional development for your staff is what they're bringing back with them when they come back to your office. I think they're bringing an excitement for international admission that you just can't get from reading applications or spending 2 or 3 days in different countries.
When you're, have a couple years in an admissions office, you know your role and you know your territories, and that's great, but sometimes you need a little bit of a fresh perspective or a kick in the butt. And so if you're feeling like you like your work, but you could do something different and you know that you could do something better, this is a really great way to do that.
Definitely apply. I think the experiences you have here are going to be so important for your professional development, for your personal development, to humanize the process and just understand what's happening in a way that you're not going to get this chance at pretty much anywhere else.
I feel really lucky to have this opportunity to really start to unpack that in whatever way that I can over a very short 9 months.
This opportunity allows people who are interested in the field of international mission to really get a different kind of skill set that you can bring back to your office, that you can use when you're applying for other jobs, and really make yourself stand out. The level of knowledge you have, the contacts you're gaining, the way that you're able to, really differentiate yourself in the field of international mission.
This really will change the way you approach admissions in the future.